Hello, welcome. Welcome. There's a lot happening out here. I'm just waiting for the information to drop in for our monthly messages. Yeah. So while that's kind of taking shape, and I can tune into that for you and share what's coming up for us energetically, cosmically, and how the information field is interacting with us, and how we can navigate this inner information and this light and this energy. Because what I share with you each month and each week, if you get my newsletter, is really how to navigate life as it moves through you. And so the more that we can be responsive to life rather than reactive, then, things tend to be a lot more fluid for us, and we can make the most intuitive decisions that kind of put us in the right place at the right time, or kind of create in the moment in some cases, if that makes sense. So while that information is kind of coming through and I'm kind of just tuning into it over here, I do want to invite you to, I've got a couple of things happening this month that I want to invite you to. So we have October's sonic acupuncture session, and this month we will be focusing on all my ancestors. So the intention for this one, it will be, the veil is thinner for a lot of us in the Northern Hemisphere as we move further into fall and letting go. And we have an opportunity now to connect with the ancestral energies that we carry within us. There's been a lot of studies and epigenetic studies that have talked about the trauma that our ancestors have experienced going back 4 or 5 generations that we still carry within us. So one of the intentions would be to kind of harmonize that and release the bonds that no longer serve you from your ancestors, but also tap into the gifts that you've received. There's a lot of information, a lot of focus on the shadows of the ancestral lineage, and what about the light? And so we're going to be working with those two spectrums of the ancestral energies that you carry within you. Here you are, and then behind you are all your ancestors, and you are this like focal point of all that energy and information and light. And so how can we tune you to be a focal point for the light of the ancestral line, right? And to harness that energy that you are meant to bring forth. And so in order to do that, we need to remove the barriers from that. And so that will be the link to register for that will be in the description. And these monthly sonic acupunctures are all by donation. And so it is accessible and available to as many people as possible. Is my intention for that as well. So I hope to see you there. The second event is very exciting for me. I am in the midst of my Compassion Key Circle Leader training, and I've been immersed and saturated in this field of compassion for the last 18 plus months. And this is the culmination of my journey in this form in my education. And I will be offering a free Compassion Key clearing circle. It's also open to all, it's free. And the focus for that, the theme would be optimizing your vibrational health. So if you are inspired to come to that, and that sounds like something you want to experience, where you get to really feel the frequency of compassion and how it can integrate those wounded parts in a group setting, which is really potent. I love those circle sessions. I love leading groups for that reason, because we can harness that group energy to shift global patterns and individual ones simultaneously. And so you are welcome to join me for that too. I would love for you to be there. So I will put both of those links to register in the description, and boom, the session just dropped in. Okay, so let's see what we have going on for October. I do want to say, if you do get my weekly emails, last week I did the title of the message, the email for my newsletter was Staying Afloat. this was before I had any inkling of a hurricane coming our way, Hurricane Helene, and the flooding that's happening in Tennessee and North Carolina. And so, I continue to be amazed at how the information comes through. And again, it's about giving you not necessarily the sequence of events that are happening, but how to prepare you so you can navigate what events come along. Right? Sometimes you can completely bypass the event altogether when you've really kind of stepped into another vibrational reality. And so it's this beautiful dance of like consciously creating and navigating at the same time. And yeah, so that's the intention there. Let me bring up my chart, or my thing I'm going to draw for you. Here we go. Okay, let me share my screen. Thank you for your patience. A moment of silence. Okay, there we go. Let's see what's in the field for us for this month. Last month, we talked about caution, excitement ahead, and there was a lot of excitement last month for September. It's not quite over. At the time of I'm making this, it's the 29th, so we do have one more day. Definitely excitement in my life. So if it was exciting for you, I know on a global scale, it's definitely been exciting. So let's see what we have going on for this month. I just feel like a lot of people clamoring together, and this is the exact words I hear and see. There's a lot of people clamoring together. It's like when you see a school of fish moving as one, the people are moving in this like mass. They're moving as one, but it's then if you get caught in that, you need to be able to extricate yourself from the mass of people moving. It's not even a hive mind, because, that has a different kind of feeling for me. This is like a clamoring and a group of people together moving as one. If you've ever been to a concert and you got caught down on the floor in the mosh pit and you can't get out, unless someone like lifts you up, and you're kind of stuck in between that mess of people there, that chaos. It's like that. So who's ever on the outskirts of this mass of people, I don't know how to describe it any other way, and they're moving in as one unit. Now, there's a place where you want to be connected as one, but not in this. This is like some sort of human organism group that's kind of trapped you in there, and it's like it's like if you were in a subway in Tokyo and everyone's packed in together, right? And your feet sometimes don't even touch the ground. I haven't been to Tokyo, but I've been in situations like that. Okay, so it's that kind of thing. So what happens when you're trapped by a bunch of people? Your feet don't touch the ground, so you become ungrounded. You can't breathe, right? You begin to panic, and you don't know how you're going to get out of there. So it brings up a lot of fear and anxiety, essentially. So you need to be able to free yourself from that. So, and you also need to be able not to be a part of that. Like if you feel yourself going along with like the group think, then, and you have to catch yourself. This is where your discernment is really key here, because a lot of times, even if you're listening to these, videos and messages each time, you most likely are empathic, right? This is the kind of people that I tend to attract and work with. I'm empathic myself. So we have to really discern what is us and what is not us. So I am in training right now, as I said before. And so there's a lot of kind of chaos at this level going on in the circle because of where we're at in our education, and it's bringing up a lot of fear for people. So is this your fear or is this not your fear? So how can you take space for yourself to really discern if that's you or that's not you, right? So, these people that I'm in class with, I'm in class with them virtually, and I can feel, the stress that a lot of them are feeling. And I realize it's not mine. So and when I take space away, I can say, oh, that wasn't mine at all. So how can you create space for yourself to discern what you're feeling is really true for you or not? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What information are you subjecting yourself to or being subjected to? My screen share is paused. Let me share again. I was talking too long. So what information were you being subjected to or subjecting yourself to that can cause you to lose sense of your own feelings and your own thoughts? But let's stay focused on the feelings, because your thoughts can be deceiving and your thoughts can be easily programmed, okay? They've got the science down on that for decades and decades and decades and decades, okay? So you think you know your mind, we really don't. Myself included, we're all subject to this. But the more that you create practices for yourself where you know what you're feeling and what's resonant for you is true, then you can start to discern. I've been practicing this myself since I began this journey. So we're talking decades as well. And it's, as an empath, we have very porous boundaries, and we want to kind of seal them up. So you can engage, but you're not constantly affected or afflicted by your environment. See, I got a lot of information just by that one line, right? Okay. So don't be part of the group think. Think for yourself, take space, discern what's you, what's not you. Okay, this does not look good. I'm going to share with you what I'm seeing, and I am seeing bloodshed. I don't know in what capacity or where this is going to happen, but I will put it out there and say that I feel that needs to be said. Now, there has been a lot of bloodshed already, as we know. When has there not been bloodshed? It's just what bloodshed is publicized, which one serves those in power and which one doesn't. We tend to be immune from a lot of the bloodshed, depending on where you live. So bloodshed. When one bleeds, we all bleed. That's what I'm hearing. We forget that we're connected to everyone and everything. We hurt others, we hurt ourselves. It's the separation that's causing the pain. It's the separation that's causing the pain. There will be cause for celebration, though. This is what I have noticed, even personally. In some of my darkest times, there still is light. There still is laughter. There still is love, even though, my heart has been torn to pieces. There's moments of laughter and love. So even with this bloodshed, even with, the things that are happening in your world and in the world around you, there will be cause for celebration as well. And the invitation here is to look for those things more than you're looking at the other things. So if you were to think about your day, how much of your attention is spent on the shadow? How much of your attention is spent on, the beauty of life and the light and things to celebrate? I don't care how small it is, celebrate it. Focus on what there is to celebrate in each moment. Okay, so that's a lifelong practice, but this is the invitation for you for this month, is to focus on celebrations. And what you focus on, where your attention goes, it grows, right? So let's focus on growing celebrations. And what we're celebrating is beneficial to all of humanity, okay? So the more you celebrate for yourself, Like, oh, look at that sunrise, or look at that flower, that's a celebration. Look at that, my puppies wagging their tails. Okay, those are things that bring me joy. I can celebrate that. What are those moments of joy in your life throughout the day? Find them, look for them, look for evidence of that, because there's this contrast that's, if you haven't noticed, it's becoming more and more apparent, and it's designed to keep you separated. But you are here to choose oneness. You are here to remember that you are one and to become aware of that as often as you can. So look for these moments, pockets of joy in your life each day. That's the only thing I'm going to ask of you for this month. I like to give light work to my clients, something that they can focus on and start to embody that vibrational perspective and reality, because it begins to align them with the things that they're seeking for themselves. And so if you have something that you want in life that you're not experiencing now, these are two different disparate vibrations. You have to start thinking like the person and being the person that has these things, right? And so the person that has the things that you want probably are not suffering as much as the version of yourself that you are now, because the suffering is in the not having, it's in the separation. The more we become one with ourself, the source of who we are and our highest self, right? That part of us emits and radiates a completely different perspective on life. And so this is the invitation, is to be your authentic self, to be your joyful self. Give yourself permission to have that as well. Things are going to fall away. It's fall, right? So how can we release these things? How can we release these things? Release the things that no longer serve you. Unbind yourself from the things you have been bound by or bound yourself to, that have been holding you back from being your fullest expression in life. Right? You got this. You know this. You know how to do this, okay? The part of you, your soul self, your highest self, your light body consciousness, who you really are, knows this, remembers this, is this, and knows how to get you there, okay? So you've got this, and you'll see support around you. Because when you start calling out for this, you'll attract things into your life that will remind you of this, such as this message right now. It's a reminder to you from my soul, from my highest self, from my heart to yours, that I'm a conduit from Source itself. For you, you did this. You brought this message to you. This has nothing to do with me. I'm a messenger. So this is here to remind you. You asked for the reminder, here it is. You got this. You got this. Okay. So October can be asking a lot of you. We're being asked to step up for ourselves. Where am I needed now? Where's my light needed now? How can I be of service to myself and others? Where am I needed now? Okay, so things are going to happen, but you got this. Okay, take space for yourself. You can do that daily, even better. Maybe you can find like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, just to take some space. Maybe you can journal, do some breath work, whatever it is you like to do that can get you into that state where you can be clear of other people's interference of their auras and their energy bodies. So they're not influencing you 24/7. Okay, dear one. So we'll keep it short for today. Let me know what you received from these messages today. There's a lot of information in a short period of time, okay? So you might want to listen to this again, and you might want to listen to it periodically as time goes by, because it might not all make sense right now. So it's a good thing to come back to and be like, oh, right. That's what she said. Now it makes sense to me. Okay. Okay. But I'm here. Okay. There are other amazing souls out there doing this work in the world. Way showers, light workers, star seeds, body workers, you name it. We're all out here helping each other, helping you, reminding you. So you're not alone. Look for the joyful pockets and moments in your day. Celebrate more. Look for the light. Look for the light. Dance, a little dance maybe. Keep moving your body. Eat foods that are full of vitality and life. Stop with the processed foods. Stop with the sugars. I can say more about food. I can say a lot about food, how it affects your consciousness and your clarity. What are you eating? Is that bringing your vibration down or up? You know, you can still eat it, but then just notice what it does to you. Why are you choosing that? What part of you is choosing that? Stay hydrated. And if you're eating fruits and vegetables, you're going to get a lot of the right kind of water from your food. Okay, it's in the right state. That's where you get your hydration. Okay, and be available for others if you can. You don't have to overextend yourself or overexert yourself. Okay, you need to take care of yourself as well, but keep the door open. Okay, someone might need you. Someone might need you, and you are that person for them. We're going to need each other a lot more in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. Okay. So I hope to see you again, whether it's here, in this container for these on my YouTube channel, Alchemy and Oracles. Perhaps it'll be a sonic acupuncture session, all my ancestors this month, and a free compassion key clearing. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time together, optimizing your vibrational health. Lots of opportunities to come together to tune yourself to your heart's light and live your fullest expression of life. Blessings, dear ones.